Salam. I hope that you can hear my voice. If you could just give me a sign. Thank you. Inshallah, you're all in good health and ready for our week 8 lesson. I've shared the presentation and I will start the lesson right away. And the session is being recorded, so for those students who are not able to join us, they will be able to have access to the recording. So we start the lesson in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. TOEFL IBT writing section, week number 8. And for this week, I'm going to expose you to another example of paraphrasing. I will also give you feedback on last week's essay, and then we will use another reading article with an essay, and if there's time we will do discussion. And I've also going to expose you to more needed information that's going to be helping you for TOEFL, and then we will end with the homework. So there's a little bit more information compared to the last week. I think you're ready. Inshallah, it will be a useful and a successful session for you all. So for the example, I have chosen a small paragraph from a very large article, and I'm only concentrating on one paragraph of this article. So the article was Shocking Car Pollution Facts That Everyone Should Know, and it was written by Tsuka Azuma. The article is written, it's about pollution in Japan. It was written on the April 7, 2024. So what I am giving to you is the original paragraph from this paper. Car pollution is highly detrimental to the environment because it's not only contaminate the air, but also the water and the soil. And if you know the car pollution facts, you will understand how alarming the situation is than it sounds. More than 276 million cars are in the United States alone. So imagine how many of them are running in the whole world. Think of the poisonous gases they release and cause irreparable damage to the environment and the ozone layer. We rounded up some facts about car pollution so that you become conscious about using eco-friendly vehicles. If you search, you probably can find this article. And to help you, I've given you the name of the author and the date, but I'm not going into detail. My point in here is that how do we paraphrase? Because for you, that is very crucial. We did some example last week, and I gave you homework. Yes, the homework was very long. Not many of you did it. Only few students did. I think some students also did, but they did it in 2 different emails. I was expecting it to be in the same email, but for those of you who did participate in last week's homework, well done. And if you did do the paraphrasing sentence, good on you. And if you don't, I don't know what to do with you. So I'll leave it for you. You're an adult. All I can do is keep on exposing you to more and more. So this is one examples of paraphrasing of the last paragraph. Car pollution has severe consequences for the environment as it affects not only the air we breathe, but also contaminate water and soil. Understanding the facts about vehicle emissions highlights just how serious this issue truly is. In the United States alone, there are more than 276 million cars, and the global number is far higher. Each of these vehicles releases harmful gases that damage the environment and contribute to depletion of the ozone layer. Learning these facts can raise awareness and encourage people to consider eco-friendly alternatives to traditional vehicles. So this is one way of paraphrasing that paragraph. I'm going to expose you to a second version. Car pollution poses a serious threat to the environment as it not only degrades air quality but also contaminates water and soil. Raising awareness of the realities of vehicles emission reveals how urgent this issue is on a global scale. For instance, the United States has more than 276 million cars in operation, and the worldwide total is far higher. The release of toxic gases from these vehicles contributes significantly to environmental harm and depletion of the ozone layer. Understanding these facts can encourage the use of more sustainable and eco-friendly transportation options, Azuma 2024. And then provided also the reference. So my preference is the second one. Because remember, you guys are practicing academic writing. If you have the name of a book, if you have a name of an article, you should reference it. So just wanted, because last time we did not have too much time, and for your homework, I did give you an article. So I wanted to show you what else can you do with paraphrasing. And to go further, I am moving on. I thought that I was going to do an homework, but I didn't. That's okay. So this week is very similar. Last week, I only gave you a reading article as a link, and I asked you to go and read it. For this week, I am giving you the reading article. And this is actually coming from TOEFL IBT websites. It's Energy Walk by Robert E. Thayer. Recently, I met one of my students at a candy machine on our college campus. He told me he was about to attend a long and boring lecture and needed his favorite sweet to stay alert. I suggested that he join me for a brisk walk instead. When we returned, he thanked me for the tip. As he left for the lecture hall, he said he felt great. Another one of my students suffered badly from test and anxiety. She knew my work on the physiology of mood and asked me to help her because she had an important exam coming up. I suggested she take a 10-minute walk, moderately fast-paced, but not exhausting. Before the test, she took the advice and later reported that she aced the exam. I have been doing research for many years on the mood change that occurs with short, rapid walks. My latest finding clearly indicate that brisk walks increases people's feeling of energy, sometimes for several hours. They are a more effective, in another way, and less fattening pickup than a candy bar, and can reduce the tension and make personal problem appear less serious. These changes can be subtle, but repeated over time, they become very apparent. Short walks may even make it easier to quit smoking. The article continues. I learned of these effects from several experiments with young or middle-aged people who were in fairly good shape. In an early experiment, I had a group of college students sit for a few minutes and rate their feelings of energy and tension using a short checklist. They then joined me for a moderate, fast 10-minute walk around the campus. We returned and sat down, and within 5 minutes, people completed the checklist again. People feel more energetic and less tired following the walk. Later, I repeated this procedure with people who walked on the treadmill in a bare walked room to make sure the mood shift was not due to the stroll, the effective campus surrounding. Again, the energizing effect held true. Other aspects of the research made it clear that mood change did not occur because people expected walking would make them feel better. It was the walk itself that was responsible. Cardiologist James Ripp has also found that walking, specifically a 3-mile walk, reduces people's anxiety and tension as well as blood pressure. My next step was to discover how long the energizing mood lasted. This time, people walked on a number of occasions during a 3-week period. Each time, they rated their energy and tensions level, then walked briskly for 10 minutes and repeated the ratings several times during the following 2 hours. As part of this experiment, I compared walking to the effect of eating a sugar snack. I had people eat an average size candy bar, and instead of taking the walk, the immediate mood change from the candy bar was similar to the effect of walking increased energy. But 1 hour after snacking, some negative changes began to show up. People felt more tired and a lot more tense. The tension was gone after 2 hours. The article is continuing. Other researchers have found that eating sugar can cause fatigue, perhaps because it leads to higher level of neurotransmitter serotonin in the brain, which acts as a sedative. See Food for Thought, Psychology, today, April 1988. So once again, here you've been given referencing method, how it's done in an article. I found that the first reaction to sugar is enhanced energy, and fatigue seems to occur half an hour to an hour later. This might explain why people who ate candy bar subsequently felt tense. The sugar, after providing a short burst of energy, eventually caused fatigue. People feel tired but were not able to sleep. That is, it was during the day and they were busy, which made them tense. The people who walked enjoyed an energy boost, avoided the effect of a sugar sedative, and didn't experience tension later on. Short, rapid walks can also help make personal problems appear less serious and increase optimism. Half an hour to an hour later. During the course of the 3 weeks, one group of people repeatedly assesses the severity of continuing personal problem, such as marital trouble or a stubborn weight problem. Another group rated their level of optimism. In addition to completing this rating at a fixed time each day, people in both groups took a brisk 10-minute walk. After the walk, chronic personal problems appeared less serious. The walk also increased general optimism. These improvements were small and were not noticeable every day. But after 3 weeks, the difference became obvious. I think this is the last part of the reading article. Walking produces some interesting physiological effect. According to studies currently underway by various graduate students and myself, one especially important benefit may be for cigarette smokers who are trying to cut down or quit. Since people often smoke to increase their energy or reduce tension, we have asked smokers to take 5-minute walk before the light up. So far, the results are impressive. Following a walk, smokers wait 2 times longer than non-walking smokers do between cigarettes during their free smoking period. And those who report the greatest energy increase from the walk wait the longest to smoke the next cigarette. Walking is, of course, a very good physical exercise. Behind that, it feels good to walk at a moderate walking speed. Those good feelings occurs right away. Try it. After you have been sitting for a while, keep your posture erect, but otherwise relaxed. Swing your arms freely and breathe naturally. You don't have to be a dedicated athlete to walk, nor do you need to invest a lot of time and money. People who are going to gym who have the luxury of going to the gym in Afghanistan. 10 minutes should do it. The benefits, both mental and physical, should last a lot longer. So I chose this article for you because I have tried it myself. I don't go to the gym. Yes, we do have the luxury here to go to the gym compared to the ladies in Afghanistan. There are also gyms for females. Now they have special gyms for Muslim ladies to go in. But I've decided, why should I waste my money? I just go for walks, sometimes short, sometimes long. On weekends that I have a bit more time, I normally go for 1.5 hour walk. Believe me, it is such a fabulous feeling to deal with the stress and to deal with any other. It clears your thought. You connect with the nature. So I hope that if you can, do practice it and let us know. Let me know writing about it. So what I've done now is I have prepared. I'm presenting essays by students. So the first essay has got 28 out of 30, a very good score. And I quickly go over it with you. Nice and small and short. So all that long articles, you don't have to. For TOEFL IBT, you don't have to write too much because remember, normally you've been asked to write 280 to 300. So if you do a word count, this is exactly what TOEFL IBT is asking. So what does this students write? The article and then quotation, it gives us even the name of the article. Energy Walk by Robert E. Thayer highlights the physiological and physical benefits of brisk walking. Thayer's research demonstrates that short, rapid walks can significantly boost energy levels, reduces tension, and improves moods. Through experiments with young and middle-aged participants, he found that a 10-minute walk provided a healthier and longer-lasting energy boost compared to consuming a candy bar. These studies showed that the energized effects of walking lasted for several hours, unlike the temporary lift from the sugar snack, which often leads to fatigue and tension after an hour. Thayer's research compared the mood effect of walking versus eating sugar snacks. Although both activities initially increased energy, the candy bar caused a subsequent crash, likely due to the elevated serotonin levels, which acts as sedative. In contrast, walking provided into an immediate energy boost without the negative aftermath associated with sugar intake. These findings underscores the physiological advantage of brisk walking as a healthier alternative to sugar. Moreover, Thayer exploited the long-term impact of walking over a 3-week period. Participants who took consistent brisk walk reported reduced tension and improved mood, with personal problems appearing less serious and overall optimism increased. The article also highlights the potential benefits of walking for smokers trying to quit. In ongoing studies, smokers took brief walks before lighting a cigarette delayed their next smoke significantly longer than those who didn't. In conclusion, Thayer's finding presents compelling evidence that short, brisk walk after both immediate and prolonged mental health benefit. Walking is a simple, accessible activity that can enhance energy levels, reduces anxiety, and promotes overall well-being. The article encourages readers to incorporate brisk walk into their daily routine to enjoy lasting physical and physiological advantage. So I put it on 2 slides just so that it's not too small for you guys to read and for me to share it with you. That was a very good submission by a student. On the next slide, I've given you a very brief analysis of it. Remember when I give it to you. I do much detail, but there's no point to spend too much time. But this is just saying that the essay demonstrate a very solid, good understanding of the reading article, provides clear paraphrasing because that's where the aim was, and analysis. It would likely score a 20 to 8. The word count is 284, and I could have said how to make this one a score of 30, but a 28 is I counted as a 30. So let's go to the next example. The next example is essay number 2. In this article, Energy Walk by Robert E., so it starts similar here. The author explores the physiological benefits of short, brisk walk on individual mood and energy level. Thayer recounts instance where E recommends a walk to students facing long, monotonous lectures or intense test anxiety. The results were striking, with the students reporting increased alertness and improved exam performance after engaging in a brisk 10-minute walk. Their research delves into the immediate and prolonged effect of walking on mood and energy. He conducted experiment with young and middle-aged individuals, finding that a short walk could provide a more effective and healthier energy boost compared to consuming a candy bar. The energizing effect of walking persisted for several hours, contributed to reduced tension and a more positive outlook on personal problem. And it's continuing on the next slide. The study also compared the effects of walking to consuming a sugar snack. While both initially increased energy, the sugar snack led to subsequent fatigue and tension, possibly due to elevated serotonin level acting as sedative. In contrast, walking not only provided an immediate energy boost, but also avoided the negative consequences associated with sugar intake. Thayer research further explored the duration of the energy mood, revealing that repeated brisk walk over a 3-week period consistently improved energy level and reduced tension. The benefit extended beyond the immediate impact, indicating that incorporating short walks into one's routine could lead to sustained positive effect. And on the next slide, it says, it continues, the article emphasizes the physiological benefits of walking, including walking personal problems appears less severe and increased overall optimism. Thayer notes ongoing studies of physiological effect of walking with particular attention to its potential benefits for cigarette smokers attempting to cut down or quit. Preliminary results suggest that smokers who engage in short walks experience extended interval between cigarettes during their smoking. In conclusion, Thayer Walks by Robert provides compelling evidence, etc., etc., and I'm sure that you can read it. Number 2 that I just read at a score of 25. Very similar to the first one, but there were some strength and some improvement is required in here. The strength is it covers the key finding, it presents clear structure, and it also does a very good job of paraphrasing. Remember, I'm exposing you guys to paraphrasing. So I hope that you will read these in more detail yourself and see the benefits of the paraphrasing. The areas that is suggested for this student to improve, detailed and specifically. Some section could include more examples, details of the Thayer's experiment, example, timeline, mood change after walk, consuming sugar, or be more concise. The essay could be more concise by eliminating redundant phrases while retaining clarity. You don't want to repeat the same thing again and again. Number 3, adding direct examples from the article, like the impact of this swimming with it, maybe with personal problem, could also make it perfect. But a score of 25 is not bad. The next one, I'm not going to read it. I think you're going to get very bored of my voice, and I hope that you guys are going to be reading this, is 177 words, so it fails the word count. It should be more elaborate, too short, but it's got a pass mark. So I wanted to give you one very good, excellent, one which was not too far, was okay, and then a very poor essay, but has passed. So have a look at it, please, because otherwise I think I'm going to make you fall asleep, me reading the same thing again and again and again. And then the next one is even worse, number 4. So this is not past. It's 12 to 15. Once again, the word count and not enough in depth. So have a look. See the if you wanted to even practice making um, the last two essay better one for a practice, go ahead. That would be a good exercise to do. But I'm going to this week's topic. So this week topics, I told you that each week I want to introduce you to something new. This week, I want to talk a little bit about passive and active voice. It's very important for TOEFL IBT. In the TOEFL IBT essays, you get rewards. You get a much better marks by writing if you are clear, precise, and you have to choose the academic style. So for doing this, you can use both active and passive voice. As a result, you will be getting some very good marks. So then what is active voice and what is passive voice? And I've given you some example. In the TOEFL IBT, the active voice is preferred in the essay, but sometimes you have to use either both or you have to use the other. So when we're talking about active voice, by definition, the subject performs the action. Farmers use fertilizer to increase crop yield. So here we can't change. We have to put farmers. We have to identify. Farmer is the subject. That's the key. Why it's important? Because it's clear, direct. It makes the argument very easy. The person that's reading knows that they're talking about farmers. It shows also a strong control of grammar and a sentence structure. It also helps you sound confident, persuasive, which is very important for writing academic. Whenever you've been asked to use your opinion in essays, then please do remember to use active voice. Passive is useful when we are having similar cases. By definition, the subject receives the action. So the same sentence, I'm putting it in here for you. Fertilizers are used to increase crop yield. Here we're not talking about the farmer. Farmer is not important. What's more important is fertilizer, because fertilizer are doing the job. Yes, the farmer puts it in, but now we are talking about the importance of fertilizer. There are in some countries that they probably can use a machine to put it on. Farmer doesn't have to do it. Why it's useful? It's useful when the doer, the person that's the action, is unknown, unimportant, or it's obvious that you don't want to say. It's very common in academic and scientific context where the focus is on the process and the result rather than the person that is doing the actors. It's used in TOEFL IBT. It works very well with discussing general facts. When you have been asked to do research and finding environmental technology, etc., then you can use this. So phosphorus, another example, phosphorus pollution is considered one of the main driver of biodiversity loss. So I decided to choose something from your last week's. A little bit more on it. So number 3 is we need to have a balance and a strategy for the TOEFL. Sometimes you may have to use both active voice and passive voice. Active voice should be the dominant. Around 70 to 80% of the time it is used because it makes the essay clear and strong. For the passive voice is used smaller because to show grammatical range and academic tone. Overusing of the passive voice can make your writing sound vague and wordy. So let's explain why active voice is preferred. Number 4 is a tip for you all. Mix both voices naturally. For example, Scientists recommend reducing the use of chemical fertilizer. So here we have to use active. And therefore passive, excessive fertilizer is often washed into the river where it causes pollution. This balance demonstrates variety and control, which are both rewarded for TOEFL IBT. So remember, which one is TOEFL IBT selecting, and that is the active. Passive, you only use it if you have to. So what I've done, TOEFL IBT, it says also, I think that is repeated, so I'm just going to hit the delete button. What I've done is I've given you an example on the next slide. And they are paraphrased. In terms of the paraphrasing, I want you to read it at your own time. But on the next slide, I want you to tell me if the example that I'm giving, is it active or is it passive? So I'll read it. The teacher explained the concept clearly to the class. I want you to put up your hand and I want you to tell me if it is active or passive. Who's put up their hand? I can't see. Or are you writing in the chat box? Oh, okay, you're writing in the chat box. Yes, it's active. Thank you. Number 2, you can have your mic on and speak because I don't see the other page. The team designed an innovative solution to address the issue. Is it active or is it passive? Put your mic on and use your voice, please. Do you want to use your mic to give me an answer? Don't be shy. Okay, so maybe towards the end we will have a discussion. The next one, researchers analyze the data to identify patterns, active, passive. Number 4, the company implemented new policies to improve efficiency, active, passive. Please do write it in the chat. Once I've completed, then I'll check your answers if you don't want to use your voice. So what I've done is I've also given you essay example for you. I'm not going to read it because I think we've got limited time. And I want you to read the essay at your own pace, at your own time. But I've tried to use based on the topic that I'd already given you. So let's just see. So this is the essay that is continuing. Conclusion, everything. So this is about your last week. And let's see what have I planned for you for homework. So homework is just one. I'm not going to make it homework part 2. It's just homework. Initially, I think I was planning to give 2 sections, but last week, students, only a few of you did, and not everybody, so I'm not burdening you with too much work. I've given you an article. If you click on that link, it should open. And I've asked you to do the same thing. Read the article and write a 280 to 300 essay. Remember, you need to do your paraphrasing. Remember also that you need to remember passive and active voice. I do say submit it on Friday, but if some of you are busy and you can't do it on Friday, it's okay. But by Saturday, you all must submit it. So then I will have time and give you feedback. You have my email, nothing new. And if you have any questions, I'll leave it to this page and I'll come back to you guys. I will stop the recording. Oh my goodness. Why is it not a stop? Oh, okay. It is stopping now.